I just do all the things. I just do all the things. I just do all the things. Hi everyone, it's Roberta with Happy on the Home Front. Thanks for joining me today. If you're new, welcome. If you're not new and you're already a subscriber, welcome back. Thanks so much for joining me on this YouTube journey of sharing my home, my heart, my faith, as I tackle everyday life as a stay-at-home mom and homeschool teacher to my children, wife, and keeper of the home, and keeper of the pets, and keeper of all the stuff. I just do all the things. So anyway, join me, come along. Thanks for watching. I'd love to chat with you in the comments below. And I hope that you will also choose to be happy on the home front. Okay, I'm ready to get started. The first thing I do is make my daughter's bed. It's always a mess because I don't make it regularly. Confession time. I don't make my bed every morning either. I know that's terrible. I was not raised that way, but you know what? It is what it is. So anyway, I'm making her bed right now, and that will help me to have a nice place to put things when I'm sorting, and it will just make things look more clean and organized and not so chaotic. And I also won't get anything mixed up with all of her bed stuff. So she's got her pillows, some stuffed animals, and on the very top piece there is part of a quilt that my grandmother made. And so I've turned part of that into a quilt for her toddler bed. Okay, so that's done. It looks much better. I feel better already, don't you? Now I'm ready to get started with this huge project. Okay, so I'm just looking in the closet, and at the very beginning I'm just like, I don't even know where to start. There is so much to do, and I don't really have a plan, but I start taking stuff out. I know that the hanging clothes are mostly organized and purged, and pretty much those can just stay hanging there. And the bags of clothes up in the top for her next two sizes, those are pretty much done too. So I start taking things out, and I find loose clothing, loose pairs of shoes, and different stuff like that. And I'm just trying to sort of get a feeling for how much there is and what all I need to start doing with it. So now I'm going to go up on the step ladder and see about getting down the containers that I have for shoes, which are not really even containers. They were actually like gift bags that gifts came in. And so I just wrote on the side of those her size. So I found my handy dandy label maker in the schoolroom and got that out, and I have just enough battery and just enough label maker tape to probably get this closet done. So I'm working on some labels, and then I also realized that one of the things I don't like is all of the headbands sticking out of this wire basket. So I decided to go through the headbands again and put them in one of those flamingo containers with a lid. And I'm very pleased with how that turns out. I only had to get rid of a few of them that were just sort of beyond repair and that I couldn't really do much with at that point. So, and all of these came from my best friend and her 3 girls, and they're just like treasures. So those go up in the closet on a shelf, and they have a nice label on them. Okay, and I did decide to go through her 3T clothing to see if there was anything she had outgrown and would not need for summer because it was already too small. So I'm going through those things, and I'm also making sure that the coordinating leggings for all of the dresses are with the dress, and I'm making sure they're all hung. And things that are too small or that I know we're not going to wear again because they were specifically for church, I'm putting those in one of the big paper grocery bags to donate. As I'm going through things, I find pieces that I bought either new or secondhand that are just going to be too small to wear next year or in the winter or fall. Specifically like that navy blue dress. It's a little bit more of a fancy dress. I thought she might get to wear that to church for Easter, or not Easter, I'm sorry, for Christmas or New Year's, but because of COVID, we're not even meeting, so no point in keeping that. So, but that would be a fun one for her to dress up in. And some of those you see that have like the tulle netting underneath. I got those really cheap online for just a couple of dollars, and those are fun to dress up in. So those are going to be going upstairs in her dress up box. Next, I'm taking all of the clothing that I got at Old Navy that is for size 4T and the Snoopy shirt I got at Walmart some time ago, and I'm putting those into one of those extra large Ziploc type bags, and it already says 3T on it, but I'm going to relabel it for 4T and find a place for that up in the top of the closet. I'm definitely making progress. I can see the back wall of the closet and I can see the floor in the closet. So I'm thrilled about that. And that tells me that this really did need to be done and that I'm making progress, which is very encouraging, because if you can stop and look at the progress you've made, that can encourage you to keep going. I've sat down with some sorting containers that I had in another part of the house. These are from Hobby Lobby. They were on super sale from last year, just recently, so I have those out, and I'm sorting this bag full of items that we took in the car for Ada when we traveled last June. No, I'm not kidding. This has been in the closet unpacked for 8 months. And so I'm sorting through that stuff. Some of it's little toys she hasn't seen in a while, things like wipes, stuff like that. And so I'm sorting those and I'm going to take those to various places in the house where they belong. Now I'm trying to decide where to put all of the everyday shoes that she wears and her rain boots and snow boots, because we need quick access to those. However, I don't want them just sitting out in her room or in our laundry room, because our golden doodle puppy will chew them up. He's already ruined a couple of pairs of shoes of the family's, and I just can't afford to keep replacing shoes because our puppy is undisciplined. So I'm trying to figure out where to put those things, and but still have them accessible. And also I'm making labels for various containers so that I know what's in these boxes that I can't see through. I'm also checking to see if I close the closet door, if it will still close completely with these pink and yellow baskets hanging on command hooks. The backs of doors and the other sides of doors in your home can be some unused real estate, depending on, how deep your closet is and what you have in it. But I decided to try to use these hooks that are already there to hang some stuff up, and see if the closet doors will still shut, and they do. But eventually you'll see me take some of this down and get that other hanging, like aqua colored shoe organizer and hang it over the door. I really like these over-the-door organizers that I got on Amazon, because they have a clear view, a vinyl window in the front, so that you can see what's inside each pocket, and that really helps me, because at least one of those is completely over my head, even if I stand on my tiptoes. So I found that very helpful, and now I'm going to try to figure out what I want to put in there that is easily accessible for me or other adults. And then I'm also going to hang those pink and yellow little plastic baskets from Hobby Lobby on some command hooks. Some of the command hooks were already there, and then I add a couple. I'm also going to label those with my label maker so that I remember where things go, and it will make it easier for other people to put things away. Okay, now on the right-hand door, I added another command hook, pressed that down really firmly, and hung my daughter's winter coat on that, because we use that pretty often, and it does have a little loop in the collar to hang with, so that's really great. And now I'm still trying to figure out, what am I supposed to do with all of these extra hangers that I might need one day, and what am I supposed to do with all these stuffed animals? These are the ones that we're going to save and keep, but she doesn't need 25 stuffed animals or whatever on her bed every night, because there's barely room for her. So I'm trying to decide what to do with all this stuff. Next, I'm going to be switching out hangers with the white hangers that I had a big pile of. So I'm trying to locate all of the colorful hangers and switching those with the white hangers that I needed to find a place for anyway. So that sort of solved two problems, and now I have a nice big stack of hangers that I'm going to be donating with some of these clothes, and hopefully that will help somebody out. Okay, while sorting through clothing and changing hangers, I was able to find some pieces to go with items I had not had coordinating pieces for before. So, the few that I have left are going in this flamingo box, and they're being labeled and put on a shelf. I finally found a place for my daughter's everyday sweatshirts. I rolled them up and stuck them in one of those little cubbies and made a label for that. That way I can get them easily. She can also go and get one if she's cold, in our home. And also they would not fit in her everyday clothing drawer. So I had to find something to do with them. So that seems to be working for now. It is a few weeks later and it's working out great. Okay, y'all, I have got to do something with all of these stuffed animals. I call them stuffies. We've got some that she's had since before she was born, like this honey bear. And we've got others that have been gifts and just favorites and things from baby showers and just things I bought. But we definitely have favorites, and she certainly does. But I just gotta figure out what to do with some of these. Okay, and here is when I finally discover that I can put some of these extra stuffed animals that we do want to keep but that don't fit on her bed in the over-the-door hanging pockets. I'm like, yahoo! And then I keep some of the larger ones in that wire basket file looking thing. At first I have it down low, and then I'm like, wait a minute, that doesn't need to be there. It doesn't need to be that accessible to her. And so I eventually decide to move it up high. Okay, so here is the final look at my daughter's finished, purged, organized closet. And it's actually a couple of weeks later, and it has stayed clean and organized. I'm so happy. And let me give you a quick tour of what's what and what we changed and what I kept. Okay, so let's start with the doors. I did move this over the door organizer from down here. It was there with command hooks and it was not staying, kept falling, and so I moved it up here over the door. We're using it right now to organize stuffed animals, and I had 3 pink bins upstairs that I got at Hobby Lobby, I don't even know when, and I hung those on command hooks and made some labels. These are the 2 main summer hats she wears, her bunny harness that she wears when we go out to a big place in public. Okay, this one is empty. I don't have a use for that one yet. These 2 hooks were already here, and I hung jackets on those. And then this hook was here from the shoe hanger, and I put her coat on that. Her robe has stayed there, and I just straightened up her shoes. These are her current size, and these are shoes for leaving the house, going to church, stuff like that. Okay, now let's start at the very top. I hope you can see there is no light in this closet. This room was not originally intended to be a bedroom. I think it was supposed to be something like a den or a study, something like that. So it does have a closet, but there's no light in the closet. And this bedroom has 2 doors. So I really think it was supposed to be like a parlor, study, library kind of thing. But anyway, okay, let's start up here. These pink boxes used to hold extra linens and things. And now the top 2 hold keepsake linens, things that ladies at our church and friends of mine have given her and made, and some things my grandmother made, her great-grandmother. Size 8 shoes are in that box. Okay, then we're going to come over, and up here in these bags are almost all of her clothing for sizes 4 and 5T for summer, winter, spring, and fall. And they are in bags labeled, and they are put together in outfits. So whatever is folded side by side in these bags, I intended for those to go together and be worn together. Okay, so, and then I've taken pajamas and put those in separate bags. Okay, next we're going to come right down here to the other shelf, and you'll see the other 4T bag, because she may be wearing some of these pretty soon for winter. Some of her 3T cold weather clothing is getting kind of tight, so we may be moving into some of those. Then this is a container full of all the hard plastic or metal headbands that my best friend Christy and her girls passed down to Ada. Next, we have in the middle here the 2 infamous bins full of socks that I moved around many times in part 1 of this whole toddler clothing clean out. I finally did decide to put them in these bins and put them up here so that I would have the socks I needed for certain outfits for leaving the house, and as socks in her dresser get worn out or chewed up by the dog. So there are those. And then next we have just a wire basket full of a couple of her larger stuffed animals, a dinosaur and an elephant, which is kind of like a pillow blanket. And then I have here in this one her size 7 shoes. So these are the next size shoes that she will go into. So I put these down lower so they'd be easier to access. Okay, and then right over here we have a little command hook with some belts. She does have some denim dresses that I bought secondhand also that need a little waist belt. So there's that. And then I really didn't do much in here except just make sure there weren't a ton of extra hangers. And then I did switch out a lot of the colored hangers and try to do as many of the white ones as I could. So, but that's not a big deal. But over here we have some coats and jackets, and then from here to about here is her 3T church stuff and leaving the house special stuff for spring, summer, winter, and fall. And these are put side by side with the pants or pieces that they go with. For example, here is a little green cotton dress, and then I have leggings to go under it from Old Navy, and of course she will have an undershirt under that from her dresser. But that's how that goes. And then I have a few 5T down here, not very many, and then I have all of her next sizes of jackets and coats. Okay, and we have a fire extinguisher. And okay, next on the top of this are her boots. Her other pair of snow boots are in the laundry room, and she can grab those herself. And then here are her everyday shoes, and I've got a little label there to help my husband and others. I did have them in this yellow bin, but I decided I wanted to use these cloth bins that I bought specifically for her room. So there are her everyday shoes. This is just extra. I may put things in here that need to be donated. Here's her Winnie the Pooh pillow her brother got her at Disney, her dinosaur. Okay, and then starting back over here, we just have one of those cube shelves that used to be in my scrapbook stuff, and these are her 3T summer clothes, and they're the same ones she had last summer because she'll be the same size. And so those are down here and accessible. And also if we were to go to Puerto Rico in the next couple of months, she will need those to be accessible. And then over here on this side, this has the camping lantern in it. Here we have everyday sweatshirts, and I've just stuck those in there. Bed linens, scarves, and tights. Okay. And then starting back over here, I have a bin of her extra blankets and little blankets for the car and stuff like that. I have a little bucket of things we might need to grab with us if we do leave the house. Disposable toilet seat covers, some wipes, and some placemats for restaurants, you know, stuff like that. And then we have in this drawer, I just have that extra baby proofing stuff that came out of the battery drawer in a previous video. So if you haven't seen that, check it out. And then also under here is just a box that slides out, and it's got extra toiletries in it for her shampoo and toothbrushes and her hair cream, stuff like that. And I just keep it right in there. And then these two contain the unmatched pieces of clothing. So if something gets ruined that's in her drawers, I can come here and look and see if I have something to replace it. And then also down here are her brand new hoodies and rain jacket that she'll be using this, spring and summer, when the others are all stained or more stained and worn out, that kind of thing. Okay, and then over here we have another container of blankets that are rolled up, and we use those for different purposes. And then here's her little trash can. I might put tags or something in there, but we were using it in her room when she was a baby, but with diapers and stuff, it just didn't hold enough. And so I just took it out and got a bigger, inexpensive one and just put that one in there. So, okay, everyone, that is it. And I'm so pleased with how it turned out. I know where everything is. I know exactly what she has. I can find things. I can send her dad or her brother or even her for some of these things. And we can just find what we are looking for. And that is wonderful. And I thank you so much for watching. I hope that this toddler clothing purge and organize and closet purge and organize has helped you and inspired you. Please leave me a comment below if you have any suggestions or questions, and I can tell you where I purchased things if you would like. I would love for you to join my YouTube family and become a subscriber. And if you hit the bell notification, you'll find out every single time I upload a video, which is now on Wednesdays, and you won't miss any content. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope that this video will encourage you to see things like a big messy closet and a big crowded dresser as an opportunity to serve and an opportunity to glorify God. And I hope that this will help you to be happy on the home front. Thanks so much for watching.